So did you watch Neuralink?
Neuralink?
Yeah.
Yeah, the presentation. I didn't watch the whole thing. But, yeah, you said you weren't that really impressed. How come?
It's not that I wasn't impressed. They just didn't really. They didn't really show much. I mean, other than like the sensors and all the stuff that they implant on the brains.
Yeah, what were you expecting?
I wasn't
Anything?
expecting anything, to be honest.
Nothing?
No, nothing. I mean, I just wanted to hear what they were working on, and the video that they showed was pretty cool. They have like this really tiny needle that gets implanted into the brain, and you plant these like little sensors. And
Yeah, it's not like a thread, a nano, or
It's
not,
like
like it's the size of a neuron, essentially.
yeah, and
And the purpose is what?
and
To record.
you have wireless communication from your app to this device implanted into your brain. And I guess through that, you'll have access. Eventually, you'll have access to an interface, an internet interface.
Yeah, but how does that get created? Is what because
Shit, I don't know.
well, these electrodes, I guess that's what I didn't understand. You know, they didn't. I think they tried to explain it, but I didn't really get it.
Yeah.
That the purpose of these threads that are layered with all these electrodes is to record those spikes, those
Sure.
action potential signals. So that information somehow, if they have 10,000 nodes, they're recording 10,000 spikes
Yeah.
simultaneously
Yeah.
in like a specific region of the brain.
Right.
So that information, they harness it, and then
Yeah,
they-
sort of like I would imagine that they're using machine learning where, let's say, for example, you have this electrodes connected to your brain and you
Mhm.
start playing a video game. So you're playing Call of Duty and you're recording everything that's going on in the brain when you're just killing it in Call of Duty. And so that data gets fed into machine learning and it starts understanding when patterns of, playing the game. And so eventually you wouldn't even need a controller to play the game.
Mhm.
You would just think your way through it. Like
Mhm.
your interface is not your fingers anymore to the game. It's just your brain interface. It's a high bandwidth highway to this game.
Well, that's what they want to start out with, right? They just want you to be able to control like
A robot arm.
or not even. I think they just want like keyboard and mouse to start out with.
Yeah.
Like if we could just control everything on our screen with our brain,
Yeah.
I guess to them that's like phase 1 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, imagine like you're surfing the internet and all you're thinking is like, okay, Google,
Yeah.
Whatever you need to Google.
Just open a tab and then the tab just opens up.
Yeah, you don't even say it. You just kind of like think it and it just happens.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the right way to do it.
So but that's just like I said, phase 1. What the ultimate goal of this project or this company is what?
Yeah, well, I mean, Neuralink Corporation is an American neurotechnology company founded by Elon, developing implantable brain-machine interfaces. So the ultimate goal is to provide AI with a necessary dependency on human beings. So if our brains are the ones interfacing with AI, then AI wouldn't have a reason to completely destroy us in the worst case scenario. That's what Elon says.
So, okay, I can see that. So before he thought of this company or whatever, or
He
this
was
endeavor,
yeah, he's
he
afraid
was
of
afraid of AI
Yeah.
because if eventually AI gets to the point where it's making its own decisions, I guess it would come to the conclusion that
that humans are not necessary.
no. So by doing this, they'll learn, they'll figure out somehow that we're part of the.
Yeah, that we can't separate the AI can't separate itself from human beings.
Why not?
I don't know. It would be designed in that way. That's why not.
Mm.
I mean, that's his whole purpose. I mean, if you think about like all the things that he's worked on, especially now with Tesla and then SpaceX, they're more like big time human accomplishments, right? They're not just companies anymore. They're like ways to inspire humanity. And the one fear that he has is artificial intelligence. And that once it gets too powerful, it's already too late for us to do anything about it. Sort of like blockchain. Blockchain, or specifically Bitcoin, now that it's been 10 years, it's too late for anybody to do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so as humans, we can't afford that to happen with artificial intelligence. And so what he's proposing is if we're interlaced, if our brains, our biology is interlaced with artificial intelligence, we become, superhuman, in a sense because we have unlimited access to information,
Mm-hmm.
but also will become indispensable to artificial intelligence.
I don't see how you become indispensable, because
Well, the only way
aren't
it's
there like limitations to our brain that artificial intelligence doesn't have those same limitations?
well,
You know?
computers have limitations themselves. They can't even recognize pictures for the most part. They do a bad job recognizing images.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, we're getting a little bit better with deepfakes and all that, but the computer itself is not recognizing what it's doing. It just has a job to understand two eyeballs, a nose, and a mouth, and then put something over it. But it's not comprehending what it's doing. And so AI could eventually comprehend that and start doing crazier things and just replacing a face.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you create that technology that becomes independent from us, it could pretty much do anything it wants. So I think Neuralink, obviously, it's probably ahead of its time from the perspective of people understanding what AI could do.
Yeah.
But that's Elon's job, man. That's what he does. He's always like 10 steps ahead of everybody.
Yeah. Ultimately, it's good. It's a good thing that he's like working on improving medicine in a way. Like this, that's the thing that impressed me the most. I guess he said something about how like what we had before Neuralink.
Yeah.
Like at most they would plant like 10 electrodes or something.
No, it's like 2 electrodes like deep into the brain.
Yeah, something like that to combat like some type of disease. Parkinson's.
Yeah.
It's like deep implantation, and
Yeah.
then his is like 10,000 or something.
Yeah.
It's like a huge increase in efficiency or just.
And it's
just an improvement.
It's like a small, like little dime-sized diameter hole that they make into your skull. They have these implants, done. They fill that hole with something, and then you have like a wireless interface between that part of your brain and yourself.
So there's a pattern with like Elon's life work. Like he always finds a way like to improve an already existing technology. I guess rockets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know how he did it, but he figured out a way to make cheaper rockets and.
Well, it's like there's no such thing as original ideas. There's only remixes.
Uh-huh.
And so all he's doing is, like you're saying, he's just taking existing ideas and saying, well, how can we make this better?
Yeah.
And then just doing it. I mean, obviously he's got the resources now to do this stuff, but could be like one of those really important things that if it wasn't for Elon, we'd be like the Terminator.
If it wasn't for him?
Yeah, if it wasn't for him, we'd be, battling Skynet and, artificial intelligence. So, yeah, I mean, it was interesting. I didn't catch like the Q&A at the very end because it was like freaking almost 1 a.m. when it was happening. It's like,
yeah. And
then it was like a 2-hour delay or something.
Was it really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I caught it a little late, but yeah, I mostly watched like snippets and clips of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. I mean, like you said, it's kind of hard to conceptualize. Like, what's the end game of this?
Yeah, I'm sure he's only scratching the surface. And I think they talked about things that they shouldn't have, like the animals.
He said there's a monkey that's already, doing that, like manipulating a screen or something with his brain.
Yeah.
So he's got the full-on implants in there already.
Yeah.
And it's functioning, I guess. I guess he wasn't supposed to release that type of information.
Yeah, and he said that he cares about the mice that they do research on too. And I mean, of course, these are all living things, and
yeah,
you have to care. If you don't care about the animals that you're testing on, then you're not gonna care that much about the humans you're gonna be testing on either. I mean, that's the implication. That
you mean care? You just mean like just treat them.
Yeah, just like
humanely, ethically.
Yeah, care about what they're going through. Essentially, I don't know what you can do about that, because you're talking about, this is like real experimentation.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they went through a lot of animals.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, just to try and figure out. Dude, they're digging through their fucking brains and shit.
Yeah.
That's no easy task.
And this is one of the ways to learn about the brain. I mean, we don't know a whole lot about the brain. We know a lot, I mean, to some respect, we know something about the brain, but
What's the gray matter in between all the vasculature in your brain? Is it all just clusters of neurons?
shit, I don't know.
Because like
dude.
in the diagrams, it's literally just piercing through it
yeah,
all.
yeah, that's what I thought too.
It's
It's like he would
Is
seems
it-
like brain damage.
Exactly. You might not be bleeding,
Yeah,
but you have to be severing some type of connections, right,
Yeah.
in between cells.
I would think so.
I don't know, unless they're just that fucking precise. But I don't think so.
Yeah,
It's not
I don't
yet.
know, man. I mean, they look like two spikes in the brain, from what I the diagram that they showed.
Well, the device itself will just be like something behind your ear, right?
Yeah.
Like
No, I'm talking about there was one image where like the old school version of doing this
mhm.
had like two major
I
spikes.
didn't see that.
And so this is sort of what I was talking about. This is like the wireless communicator to I think via Bluetooth to your phone.
And so that you could just update, I guess,
Yeah.
like swap out.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. I don't know.
Oh, here we go.
Holy
Spikes.
shit. Wow.
So I don't know if these are actually represent that they're going inside the brain, but this doesn't
I would
seem
think so.
safe.
It says deep brain stimulation, so you would assume it's deep in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like they Yeah, like you said, we don't understand enough about the brain. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that, they thought of this. They had to.
Mm-hmm.
They have a team full of fucking neuroscientists and shit, so they know what the negatives and the positives of just implanting these threads.
Yeah.
But that's cool, man. I don't know. It's like I said, hopefully he creates more fucking medical devices just to make more precise surgery and stuff like that. Like that right there, that robot you're showing. Who's to say they can't apply that to cancer?
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean,
because they're doing like super precise fucking surgical,
yeah, those are
procedures here.
the electrodes they get implanted into the brain.
Uh-huh.
And there's like this tiny little needle. I mean, this looks like a huge machine, but obviously I can't really zoom into but this little spike here, this little needle is what accurately. So it was interesting because they showed like a brain, and it was moving because it's alive, right? There's blood pumping,
Pulsing,
and it was. So what the computer does is they anticipate all this movement, and they accurately pinpoint the location where these electrodes are supposed to go in, and so therefore you yield all these tiny electrodes inserted into your brain via that needle, and then you get access to whatever interface you're trying to access via this device.
So it has to be that specific brain region then,
Maybe that's like the motor region. I'm not sure.
right? Jesus. So can you see like your brain is just covered in these fucking threads at some point,
Yeah.
like the whole thing, and you have complete control over like what regions of the brain you can manipulate or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Well, all the luck to him, man.
Yeah.
To them, I guess, because that's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
But this isn't something like a cool.
Yeah, this isn't like a consumer product that's going to come
Exactly.
out in 2020.
Yeah, this isn't something
Like
like
all of a sudden you have like wireless communication via your brain interface to your phone, your iPhone.
yeah.
Like that's not.
Yeah, how they roll this out? You know what I mean? They're gonna have you like Tesla, like pods you
Well-
walk into and you just get brain surgery to implant these devices, or what? Not
Well,
Tesla, Neuralink.
I think for the next, I don't know, 20 to 50 years, this type of technology would be for those who have like Parkinson's and debilitating,
Yeah, but I guess it's just
diseases.
kickstarting this whole movement, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, it was good. It was a good, like, little presentation that they had. But yeah, anything else you want to say about Neuralink or Libra or any of these crazy?
Libra,
Dude, we're living in an interesting time, man. I gotta tell you,
yeah, there's like too much shit, man.
there is.
Too much shit to keep track of.